Well, the thunderstorms have been big and beautiful across the prairies. Look at Edmonton, Alberta, a really cool time lapse of this storm rolling over top of the city. We now have rainfall warnings in place. Thunderstorm risk is there yet again, and we're going to talk about a huge temperature divide across the prairies, and this is really going to intensify and become more extreme as we go throughout this week. So meteorologist Kevin MacKay is here with us now. And Kevin, let's first talk about what's driving this changeable pattern across the west.
Well, it's the big shift of the ridge. The ridge has now gone out of the west. It's going to the Great Lakes in this trough. It's digging down the coast and it's scooping up all this energy coming all the way from the Gulf of Mexico. And that's the top end of it reaching Manitoba by Tuesday. That's when things are really going to heat up.
Now, we will talk about the temperature divide and also where the rainfall warnings are. But first, Kevin, let's just jump into the thunderstorm potential, because yet again, we have the risk of seeing funnel clouds within southern Alberta today.
Yeah, we're not going to be looking at a widespread risk of anything severe, but just with that colder air coming in over top of the mountains, seeing some of that higher elevation snow, which we'll also talk about, we might see some brief spin-ups, but that's where we're going to see that cold front develop, and it's going to run across to Manitoba, but run up against all that instability. So Monday, we're going to be looking at the eastern prairies.
Now, it's really interesting when we can look at some high-resolution models to pinpoint where these storms may be. So let's focus in across Alberta first, then we'll get to Manitoba so we can see where some of these storms may bubble up.
Yeah, so that circle just around Calgary, that is actually the center of the low, and it's that cluster where we had the best chance for some funnel clouds to form. Now, that big arch of green, that is the outer periphery. That's where we're going to be looking at the front to form, and that is all that Gulf moisture running right into the Rockies around Hinton, and that's not going to stop for the next few days. And now we'll hop over to Manitoba. We'll be looking at a good line of storms all the way from the Inner Lakes down into North Dakota. We're going to see over the next 24 hours where these exactly line up. But Winnipeg, you look like you'll be in the crosshairs.
Now, one of the big stories that will come out of this is the intense and heavy rainfall that we will see to the west of Edmonton, so in that elbow region of Alberta. And as we look at the possibility for all of this huge heavy rain, of course, it's good news, Kevin, because it's a region that needs it. But how much is too much? That's going to be the question.
I think this is definitely going to be too much for many of the rivers. We're already dealing with that early season snowmelt, so rivers are running higher now than they would be later in the summer, and I think this is probably going to result in more than a few washouts.
All right. Now, as we talk about summer starting on Wednesday, people in Western Canada don't want us to be saying the word snow, but check this out. Some of the scenes from Jasper, we saw flurries flying in Banff as well, and it looks like those freezing levels will be on the decline. So, is more snow possible, Kevin?
Yeah, the next couple of days, it's not only the Rockies, even the coastal mountains, anything in blue, that is below freezing at about a couple hundred meters. So there you go. There's your Rocky Mountain snow for Jasper, Yoho, Banff, as well as the coastal mountains right through Tuesday. And yeah, the alpine levels will definitely be seeing well over half a meter of snow, but even Lake Louise and around the ice fields on Highway 93, we could be looking at accumulations on the road.
Now, Kevin, I have a question for you. Is this really late in the season to see snow in Alberta and the Rockies?
It's late, but it's not unheard of. Look at some of these latest dates. Actually, my parents were on their honeymoon in Jasper during that snow event, and I think it put a damper on their camping.
I think so. All right. Cool conditions and lots of rain. That's the next story coming to Alberta.